Hello. So this video is a bit different. It's not a review. It's not my opinions. It's me asking a question. That question is this: there's internet rumors flying around everywhere about potential. I'm going to call it pay-per-views. I don't want to call it the other thing that WWE call it because it's weird. So I'm going to call it pay-per-views. So there's internet rumors flying here, there, everywhere next Tuesday. So, right. Obviously, you've got your four big boys. You got the Rumble that can never ever be go ever. You've got obviously got Mania. You've got SummerSlam, and you've got Survivor Series, which this is War Games and will probably be War Games for the foreseeable future, and it's going to be fantastic. And if I could do William Regal's voice, I would do War Games. So it's not really the same, is it? No, exactly. Um, so the rumours are that they're going to get certain ones are going to be eliminated, and some aren't. So I want everyone's thoughts. Really, what do you think? Do you think? Do you, I've seen some things. I'd like to see personally. I think they should get rid of Crown Jewel. I don't see what that brings to the table, personally, myself. I know it's Crown Jewel in a couple of weeks, but for me, I don't know what it brings to the table, apart from obviously money. I don't see what it does. Sorry. Would you like to, so some of my questions really are, you've got the big four, right? If you're going to have a pay-per-view every month, which personally I think they should have, because rumours are that after Survivor Series, they're not going to move on to the Rumble. So that means there's 2 months without one. So, because I've already got two in November. You got like Crown Jewel and then Survivor Series. So, my question really is, what would you like to say? I can start it, and then people can just chime in with their opinions. You don't. You can message on my YouTube channel. You can send a carrier pigeon. Just give me an answer, really. Mind you, don't send a carrier pigeon. It's a bit windy outside. They might get hurt, and nobody wants to see animals hurt, do they? Unless, of course, you play for West Ham. Oh, football-related joke. I do apologise. This isn't a football channel. Well, not yet, anyway. Hey! No, so I'm going to go through the months, and you can say yay or nay. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me. That's all I want to know. What you would like to see as like the 12 pay-per-views. So I will start. January, the Royal Rumble, obviously. Doesn't need to change. Worked perfectly fine. Rumble, men and women Rumble. Either one should be the main event. Doesn't matter to me. I don't really care. But either one should be the main event. It should never not be. There was one year where the Rumble wasn't the main event, and I was not happy. I was not a happy bunny that evening. I can tell thee. February is normally like Elimination Chamber, and in the past it's been No Way Out. So, personally, I'd like to see Elimination Chamber, but with a slight twist. So normally it's either for like when the women's tag team champions came back, and they brought that back, 19 I think it was. That was one of the events then, Elimination Chambers for the tag team titles. So Elimination Chamber, should it be, like, I've got three options here. Should it be for a tag team title? So whether that's the SmackDown one or the Raw one, or I'm obviously basing this on the basis that we do have two sets of tag titles, not like we currently have. We have one team who never defend them because of the bloodline. Boring. What happened to the 30-day rule? What was all that about? Anyway, getting getting sidetracked. So there's you got like 3 sets of tag titles. You've got the Raw, SmackDown, and the Women's. So should you have a tag title elimination chamber? So you'd have like 6 teams, because you'd have 2 to start with and then 4 in the pods. Or should you have like a world title type, universal title, number 1 contender type thing? Or, which is what I'd like to see, is like the mid-card titles been given a prevalence like a main event of Elimination Chamber. So like winner of this match, like an Intercontinental title match, or the United States title match, or even another title that currently isn't around but I'd like to see brought back. And I know there's been talk about this, and I know a lot of people will say, "Oh no, don't bring that back. It wasn't used properly before." But personally, for me, this would be like a rookie type title. I think they could bring it, so they could. To explain my feelings on this, I need to tell you what the title is first, because you probably think I'm just waffling, and I'm really good at waffling. I'm probably the best in the world at waffling, because look at me, best in the world. I've had a lot of waffles over the years. Boing. So yeah, should we have two elimination chamber matches for the mid-card title? Should we have the Intercontinental and the United States champion as one? So we merge them, and then we have another elimination chamber match where the losers of the qualifying, because there'll be qualifying matches on Raw and SmackDown. So the losers of that match go into the other elimination chamber match. Bear with me on this, right? Keep following, right? And the winner of that match becomes your new WWE European champion. Yes, that's right. Because NXT Europe is starting, let's have a European title. Let's bring back the European title. And to put it in perspective, yes, before the European title was basically Shawn, Davey Boy, Triple H, X-Pac, Shane, and because other people held it, and Eddie held it, and Ben Wyatt held it at one point. Oops. Actually, no, he didn't. No, he was in a Continental champion. Anyway, getting sidetracked. So, yeah, I think they should bring the European title back. Anyway, so I've gone off to a tangent. So that's one question. So January Rumble, then Elimination Chamber. March would be Mania. Now, what would you have in April? Personally, from my own personal opinion and my own history with pay-per-views, Backlash. I always like Backlash in April, end of April. Always works for me. Even if Mania's late, this year was early April, and next year I think it's going to be towards the end of March potentially. Maybe start of April again, I think. But yeah, Backlash for me would be April. May. Over the years, there's been some strange ones in May. Extreme Rules. I know there's been talk about getting rid of Extreme Rules, but I quite like Extreme Rules, but I think it should be towards the end of the year myself. So what would I have in May? Not what you think I'm going to say. So in May, personally, because people are, that spring area for me is when it sort of dips a bit. You watch Mania, you watch Backlash, and then you start dipping. So personally, May should be No Mercy. I personally think they should bring No Mercy back and put it in May. June, going old school here. King of the Ring. Now, I know there's been talk about bringing back King of the Ring, and that'd be great. But I think it would be needs to be done like it was back in when the first King of the Ring was in '93. It needs to be like that. It needs to be a pay-per-view. It doesn't need to be like a standalone event they did a few years ago when Barrett won. I just personally, I think they need to bring it back. July should be Money in the Bank because it's great, and basically you just never know when they're going to turn up. So it's just great. August obviously is SummerSlam, and then September I go with other people have said this, and I'm going to go this. There should be a UK pay-per-view every year in September. Personally, that's what I think. So yeah, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be in the same place. You can take it around. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, the one in Cardiff, Clash at the Castle, was probably one of the best days of my life. Yeah, I can't really say much more than that. It was just wonderful. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. So yeah, September should be a UK pay-per-view, and there's lots of stadiums across, not just here in Wales, but in the UK, in England, and Ireland. I mean, anyone want to go to Dublin to see a UK pay-per-view? Go to Croke Park? Yes, please. That would be great. October. You know what I'm going to say now, because you know my feelings about October. Bad Blood. Now, why would I say Bad Blood? Because 25 years ago, at Bad Blood, It's Gotta Be Kane debuted. So Bad Blood has a place in my heart, and I'd like to see that back. Survivor Series obviously would be November. And like go back to the old fashioned Survivor Series, 4 and 4, 5 and 5, and maybe go back to the original Survivor Series where they had like an ultimate survival match at the end, like the winners. That was great when they did that. I really like that. I mean, admittedly, it was like late 80s, so wrestling wasn't great, but it was like the concept of it was fantastic. And then we bring to December. Now, I know there's talk they're not going to have one in December, as I said earlier, and possibly going future. So, me, for December, I would have tables, ladders, and chairs. Because it just fits perfectly. Obviously, this is just my opinion. As I said, you can tell me what you think. Tell me what you agree or you disagree, what you would do. NXT will have their own pay-per-views. Should there be more takeovers in NXT? I don't know, because that was for a different time, and I think NXT is great as it is. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with it. People say, well, it's not like it was in 2015, 16 and 17. Yeah, well, no, because most of those people have either been released or gone elsewhere. And they've moved on. It just, nature of the business, people move on. It is what it is. Obviously, I'm recording this video the night before Halloween Havoc, which is NXT tomorrow, which is Saturday the 22nd. So yeah, there's going to be some interesting matches on there. If you haven't seen NXT for a while, I would give it a shot because there is some really good people in there. A lot of people, there's quite a few people that are in NXT UK. There's a lot of underrated talent that have been in NXT for last year, maybe year and a half, that just don't really get a mention. And you might have seen some of them. You might not have seen. You might not know who they are. But I'll give you. I'll drop a few names in. Pretty Deadly are pretty good. Actually, they're not pretty good. They're really good. Brilliant tag team. Excellent tag team. Carmelo Hayes, he's really good. Cameron Grimes is good. Now, who else is good? Oh, yes. Cora Jade. I think she's amazing. I think she's going to be the breakout star in the next year. I think she's that good. She's brilliant at the moment in NXT. She is just I personally think she's on another level to other people in NXT. So I've got high hopes for her. There are other people. Bron Breakker, obviously. But Bron will probably at some point be called up because he's that good. And he's really good at maths. That's ruined the family. But yeah, so, yeah, give it a whirl. Tell me what you think. Hope you've enjoyed this different perspective, my perspective on what the show should be like. I mean, all these rumours are just internet rumours. They might not happen. But, it's nice to dream, isn't it? And as I don't have a gamed console, I can't make them on 2K22 or 23 or whatever. So, I like to just think outside the box. So yeah, that's my opinion. Come to me with what you think. Maybe come up with a different ideas for the pay-per-views, not that other thing. The pay-per-views. Yes, they are pay-per-views. So yes, that's really it tonight. I'm not gonna. I don't like leaving on a sad note, but obviously, very sad yesterday about Kevin Nash and the loss of his 26-year-old son. That's no age for anyone to go through. And obviously, Kevin's had a horrific year, hasn't he? So, on top of, I don't know if a lot of people know this because a friend told me this. Tristan, I think it was Kevin Nash's son, he died yesterday on Scott Hall's birthday. That's just horrible. Condolences to the Nash family, condolences to all their friends. It's just, has no words really. But yeah, this is just a video overall just to see what you think. I hope you enjoyed what I've had to say, and I hope you enjoy what I say generally. But yeah, I'm working through some reviews, and there'll be some new content coming up very soon, ladies and gents. But other than that, I will see you at ringside. Thanks for watching. Bye.